Welcome. Welcome, Toga Brothers. I am Sean. You guys already know this. Um, so here's the deal. You guys already know I have a form of autism, and autism is a intellectual disability. Now, that doesn't stop me from doing things. It just lets me do things differently. Now, having said that, you guys are probably wondering, why did I title this video a Hooters Experience? Now, I'm going to kind of jump the gun here, but I often go to Hooters. My very first experience was when I was traveling with a friend of mine, and we were going to New Jersey, and we were going for a sporting event, a sporting school, okay? Learning how to do something for a sport, bull riding, okay? And we were staying in a hotel in New Jersey because the school's in New Jersey, so that's where we ended up staying. And we ended up doing the school, and one of the nights we all went out together to go to Hooters and have a good time. And I've never been there before. And prior to that, I was like, I didn't really like the idea of it, so I'm not ever gonna go. Um, and having mentioned that like multiple times, I'm like, do I really want to go? You know what? I'm like 23, 24 years old. No, sorry. Um, This was what, 13, 12, 2012. So almost 30. Let's call it 29 years old. Okay. Somewhere in that realm. Okay. My brain is all mush, so the exacts are kind of not on the mark, but I'm giving you the generalized area. So I was 29, 30 years old. Okay. Somewhere in there. Anyway, so we were like, let's go to Hooters. So I'm like, okay, so it's basically just a restaurant with a bunch of nice ladies and Hooters. You get the idea. Enough said. So then we decided to get wings, chicken wings. Like, the food is actually pretty legit. Like, I could be eating here, a lot, quite often. So then some time had passed, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go home. And then one day, as I was working for an airline, if you guys know and you guys follow me from my other channel, um, I'm going to link it down here in the comment section right there. Okay, you guys check it out. Um, that should help you if you click that. That should take you directly to where we are. Um, and as I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that worked for you. Um, yeah, so it did. Okay. Um, so yeah, I'm just doing this all on the fly, guys. So, bear with me here. That's one of the reasons why I love doing these is because I don't have these pre-edited, pre-scripted. I'm all raw. I'm as raw as cut steak, cut chicken, cut pork, not even seasoned right off the animal. Just raw. Okay. All right. Having had said that, okay. Um, so I decided as I working for an airline that we were gonna go out, hang out with friends, and we're gonna go to Hooters, okay? Go get something to eat. So I chilled out and I grabbed a couple things. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get some wings, order, regular buffalo, regular barbecue. Now, I do not like my wings smothered and slathered in sauce. It's just it turns me off, right? It's not something I like. Um, But then on the contrary, I do not like my wings that have no sauce whatsoever. It's just like a chicken wing with a little bit of seasoning and not cut it. So I have like a happy medium. It's like very fine. It's like this fine, like really small. You see that? It's like that fine, really small area, right? Can't be here. Can't be here. You got to be right in the middle. Okay. Um, and that's unfortunately something with autism that we end up having to deal with. Like, sometimes it can be hard to make us happy, but on the contrary, like, It can be really easy to make us happy, and I'll explain that later. Okay, back to the story. I'm going in all these tangents, but all these details, folks, when I have autism, all these details have to make sense for you to understand my story, okay? Because you got to think like me to understand why this is so valuable, why this is so important, okay? Remember, we see the world differently. We're not disabled, we just see it differently, okay? So I'm showing you what the world looks like through my eyes. Okay, back to the story. So fast forward a couple years, I decided I was gonna go back to Hooters. Now, I had been to Hooters for quite some time, and I ordered chicken wings, I ordered a burger, I ordered one time I ordered seafood from there. I don't really know if I'd order it again because it was marginal, right? I mean, it went down the stomach, but it wasn't like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gotta come back again for this. This is great." Um, I also cannot order the same thing more than once. It's just it gets tiring, right? It's like going to McDonald's and ordering a Big Mac every day for 365 days a year. You get tired of it fast, and you want something else, something different. Even if it don't taste all that great, it still goes down the stomach. Okay. So this particular night was a few nights ago. Today it is the 13th of February, 2024. So this was a couple nights ago, about 2 or 3 nights ago, and I had gone to Hooters. Now, I work from 1300 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2100 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 1300 to 2100 or 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, due to COVID-19 regulations and practices, I'll say practices because it's not a procedure, it's a practice. Some franchises practice this, some don't, but most do. They're closed by 8 o'clock. They're closed by 9 o'clock. They're closed by 9:30. I get out of work in an airport inside of security by 9 o'clock. Let's factor this because this part is important. This part is also why I go to these places almost all the time. Okay. Now, I know. If you bring your food, you wouldn't have this problem. Well, I get that, but often in times I don't want a sandwich every single night for dinner. I don't want just salami every single night for dinner. Okay? Yes, we have ways of preparing this and we have ways of making this work, but sometimes it can be challenging, sometimes it can be hard. Okay? Now, I get out at 9 o'clock. Okay? It takes me at most 15 minutes to get to outside of security, closest to a parking lot that I can take a shuttle to go to my car. It's now 9:15. Okay. Right? It's 9 o'clock, 15 minutes. It's now 9:15. Remember, places typically closed at 9:30. I'm foreshadowing here. Okay. It then takes me roughly 20 minutes to get from the shuttle to my car and from my car to a gas station to a major road that exits from the airport to the actual um, state roads. Okay, like state routes, like Route 28, Route 15. Okay, so we'll call it 20 minutes. Okay, 15 plus 20. Okay, 5, 2 plus 1 is 3, 9:35. Those places already closed. Okay. Um, we haven't even gotten to anywhere to even begin to want food. Okay. So let's say I'm going to go to Hooters. Hooters is about 20 minutes away from this location. Okay. 9:35 plus 20 minutes. That makes 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. 9:55. What is 9:55 really? 10 o'clock. 2200, 10 o'clock. Do you want to be serving people last minute food on a weekday at 10 o'clock? No, you don't. I feel you. I do. But when there's no place else open to eat and you want chicken wings, a burger, a chicken sandwich, a salad, something substantial besides french fries, a burger from McDonald's, and apple pie, you're out of luck because they're all closed and everyone has gone home. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know what time Hooters closes? And on the weekdays, in the weekends, 12 o'clock. I have a whole hour, 60 minutes to get there, sit down, order a drink, enjoy my drink, order food or an appetizer, eat my appetizer, and eat it well before they even close. Do you see why I usually go to Hooters more than I go to any other place? Now, there is a place called Malik's, and I ended up doing a post on Facebook. Okay. I am going to let you guys know that you can follow me on Facebook if you find me. All right. I'm not going to put that because if you don't really want to interact with me, I don't feel like you need that. But if you want to, it's there. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now we're at the part where you understand why I go there. Okay. So this night, it's about 9:45. Like, all right, I have about an hour and a half ish before they close. Let's go ahead and jump on the bandwagon and go to Hooters. Let's go get some wings. Okay. So I get there and I walk in, and the way that it's set up is there are a whole section here with booths. Okay. This would be the front entrance right here, right? That's just the door. Just don't pay attention to that. That's the door. Okay. And then right here, there's a whole bunch of high tops. Okay. Right here, there's a wall. Okay. Right here, there's a whole bunch of booths. And then over here in this area, okay, is a door leading outside to the patio. Okay. All right. And then there's tables. Let's see. There's a bar area right here. And then the kitchen would be right in here. Okay. There's the kitchen. There's the bar. Okay. And then there's a whole bunch of tables right here. It's a bad drawing, but just bear with me. Okay. So you kind of get the layout and the gist of this place. So I walk in. There is a podium right here. And there's a gal. And she usually asks you, where do you want to sit? Now, at first, there are some high tops here as well. Okay. She walked me over and sat me over here and said, do you want to sit here? I said, yes, I would love to. But we noticed there was a jacket, right? A jacket that was laying right on that table. So obviously it belonged to somebody. Now we didn't know who it belonged to, so she asked the servers, is anybody sitting here? She goes, yes. Keep in mind it's February, so the temperature outside is a little bit cool, a little cold, kinda. So that's why we decided let's go ahead and stick away from the door. Okay. So I can't sit there. We've established that somebody's sitting there. So she ends up walking me over here and says, "Do you want to sit here instead?" And I'm like, mm, kinda. I actually said that. I said, kinda. And she goes, hold on. You really don't want to, do you? I go, not really. So she goes, okay, do you want a high top or a booth? I go, well, I'd rather a high top. So she walks me over here. Okay. And she actually walks me from this area, right? No, from the booths area, right? All the way back here and says, do you want to sit in this area, this section right here, right? Where I just circled. Yes, I do. Okay. Because it's away from here, it's away from the window, right? I mean, there were windows here, but it's away from the door, it's away from the front door, right? There's a door here and there's a door here. So sitting here, you're sitting by two doors. Sitting here, you're only sitting by the front door. So the likelihood of you being cold is not as much as being like in one of these seats, Okay. Now, so she walks me over and says, do you want to stay here? I go, kinda. So then again, she read my body language. I'm like, no, I don't. At this point, I was just trying to be polite. I was trying to be cooperative. It's late. I wasn't trying to be picky. I hate, folks, let me tell you something. I hate, and I say this again, I hate walking into an establishment of food or a business 10 to 15 minutes before they close and act like they have to serve me. I'm a customer even though I'm there before they close a business. It's rude. They have to clean up, they have to get you out, they want to go home, they're tired. Be respectful. I get that. I used to do that. I wanted to go home. It annoyed me. So I don't do that to other people. Okay. So we're done with this part, right? You guys understand that? You get the gist? Okay. All right. So you kind of need to know the bar and you kind of what you really need to know the kitchen, but you kind of need to know the bar. Okay. So there are high tops right here. And she walks me from here. It goes, why don't you sit here on the high top? Pick a table. I'm like, okay, I want to pick this one. I didn't have any real reason, but there was somebody sitting here and there was somebody sitting here. So I felt like this seat was kind of in the middle of them both on the opposite side. And I did not want this one because why? It's right by the front door. See that? Okay. For those of you guys listening to this podcast, this is the Chantilly Hooters location. If you want to see what it looks like, you can. But yes. Okay. So that's the whole diagram pretty much of where I was sitting. So, very nice lady came over here, and I'm pretty sure she was not the person asking me where I want to sit. She was somebody else. She was my actual server. So she came over, very gorgeous smile, very polite, very energetic. She laid the menu down and she said, what do you want to drink? And I said, I think I will have this. And she goes, all right, good choice. Like very, very, very polite. And then I said, I need a couple minutes to look over the menu. She goes, okay, I'll be right back. Like, I'll be right back, whatever. So she went ahead and took care of her other customers and stuff. I looked it over and she came back. Okay. And then she noticed I was contemplating, I was flipping through the pages. I'm like, I don't have a book, but so I'm looking at it, right? Like, the whole I'm indecisive, I don't know what I want look, right? But I know I'm in the realm of what I want to eat. I know I want chicken wings. I was pretty much hovering around the chicken wing page. It's like real big in the center. It's a whole big 2-page layout type thing, right? That's what they're famous for. They're famous for their wings. Their chicken wings. Okay. especially their breaded wings, right? Their original Hooters wings. Their naked wings is really just regular wings, not breaded. That's why they call them naked, because they have no breading. Um, so yeah, so I'm sitting there, and she ends up asking me, "Well, do you like, you know, what do you typically order?" I said, "Well, I typically order the roasted ones and the smoked ones." She goes, "Oh, those are really good. I really like those." I go, "I know. I just ordered those. Yes, I just ordered those not long ago, and I always get those. I want something else." So then she ended up telling me, "Okay, well, do you like it kinda hot, not hot at all, or super hot?" Meaning spice-wise, like heat-wise. Go, "Well, I cannot handle anything spicy, but I like it with a little bit of kick," right? Like, I can handle, barbecue, but I can handle it with a little bit of kick. Not too much, just a little bit. If you guys are familiar with the Glory Days chain, I love their Glory Days sauce. It's got just a bit of heat, but it's still got that barbecue flavor. It's great. I can handle that and probably not a whole lot more. Okay, and so I basically explained that. So she goes, "Aha, I have the perfect one for you. Do you like sweet stuff?" I go, "Oh, sweet stuff is my go-to. It's my weakness." She goes, "You like the honey sriracha? Try it." I go, "You know what? I'll give that a shot." She goes, "Okay, how many do you want?" I go, I want 10 of them." Okay. She goes, "We're running a promotion. If you buy 10, you get 10 free. Do you want to go ahead and order 10 more?" I go, "You know what? I think I'll take care of that. Yeah, let's order 10 more." So then I ordered garlic parmesan, right? Me and my best friend have a running joke. We like to call it Parlic Garmajon because when they ordered it at one point in another Hooters location, it was his turn to order, and he actually got tongue twisted, and he said, "I'll have some Parlic Garmajon," and he goes, "La, la, la, I mean, I want garlic parmesan." So now we just call it Parlic Garmajon, which is funny because not only are we Parlic Garmasan, Parmic Garmajon. Okay. So if you look at it, it's pretty funny, right? All right, back to the story. So I ordered 10 of those, and I ordered 10 of the honey sriracha. And I did remember one detail. So I said, "You know what? I would love to order some fried pickles." She goes, "Those are my favorites. I love ordering those." I said, "I love them too. They're my favorite on the entire menu when I don't order wings." So she goes, "Okay, coming right up." So she brings out the pickles, and then I'm waiting. This was right after I had ordered um, the pickles. I ordered my wings, my wing order. And then she came over to my table while she was, free, like not cleaning, not doing anything for her customers and just entertaining people, right? She came over, and I've never, ever in 38 years had this done to me in any restaurant ever. She came over and asked me, "Do you want to do a crossword with me?" Like, I thought she was just pulling my chain, yanking my whatever. Like, ugh, whatever. Yeah, I'll do it. But I said, "Yeah, sure. I'll do it with you." Like, you know what? I've always heard life is sweet, life is short, stop and smell the roses. So, you know what? She offered it. It was out of her kindness of her heart. Sure. You offered. I'll join you. I'd love to. So, we literally sat down with a printed out sheet of paper, the New York Times crossword, and we were looking at it. She goes, "If you know any of them, fill them in." And so she brought over a pencil and she started filling them in. And she goes, blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh, that one. So she started writing it in. And then the next one down, she goes, "Oh, I got that one," filled them in. We did about 5 or 6. And then she goes, "Oh, I think your wings are ready." So she went to, so she walks in the, remember, I'm sitting here. So she walks into the kitchen to go get my wings. And as I'm sitting there, I've got my phone obviously in my hands, right? Doing this, which should tell you I'm like kind of enjoying myself, right? Like flicking through, right? So then she comes back and she says, okay, here, let's start. So then I put my phone, I literally took my phone, right? Turned the screen off and put it away. Not going to touch it. Because if you're asking me to want to help entertain you, that means you're enjoying my company. You were in my presence of welcoming company, right? I was flattered. I was outstandingly surprised, right? So she came back with my pickles and she asked me, so do you want anything else? And I said, do you have any extra sauce? And when she brought them out, she actually brought out not one, but 2 containers. People, serve your customers and your customers will serve you. It gets better. So then she comes over and we start talking and talking, and we got about half of the crossword done, right? And I'm eating, and she goes, how do you like everything? I'm like, oh, these are so good. Thank you so much. I was very polite, very respectful. I was a little flirtatious, but it wasn't like overly flirtatious, like kind of creepy flirtatious. And I was very, very welcoming, had a smile, had a very good sense of character, very humble. And like I always do, right? Um, they're there to serve me, but they're there to provide business for me. And in return, I'm there to provide a business for them, my money, I'm giving them their business. Okay. So when she brought everything all out, I'm like, I really enjoyed that. That was the funnest time I've ever had. I've never, ever, ever had anybody come and approach me with that sort of thing, that sort of predicament. So, the meal came out to about $24.50, right? Do you want to know how much I tipped her? I tipped her 40%. I tipped her about $10. So the whole meal was $34.50. Folks, let me tell you, if you go above and beyond on your job, it pays. It pays to do your job. Now, I get it. If you've had a rough day, I get it. If you don't like the people you work with, I get it. If you're on overtime and you've worked 2 doubles and you're working and working a triple, I get it. You're exhausted. But if all that is aside and you're working and it's a place you enjoy, if you go above and beyond, it works out 100%. I hope this story resonated with you guys because I hope that you guys will do this more often. Okay. And now, I don't mean to encourage you guys to tip out 40%. That's not what I'm trying to encourage here. What I'm trying to encourage here is I'm trying to encourage people on both ends to serve people like you would if they were you. And also, if you notice somebody is going above and beyond, don't give them 10%. Don't give them 15. To be honest, give them 20 is kind of a rat's tail. With inflation, with the cost, with the chaos, with them attending to you, with the options, with the attitude, with all of this being said, this is possible. Because I didn't need that $10. They did. They worked hard for that $10. So I gave it to them because they deserved it. I didn't give it to her because she was cute. I didn't give it to her because she was funny. I didn't give it to her because she was smiling and all that. I gave it to her because she did her job and she did her job well. Now, the fact that she was humble, the fact that she was funny, the fact that she was very warm and welcoming and had a smile the whole time, that adds to that. But that's not why I tipped her that. You guys understand that, right? I hope I'm making this blatantly clear because I don't always tip this. I used to serve. I used to work for um, IHOP. I used to work for Austin Grill. And there was one other, oh, Firehouse Subs. I used to work for food service industries, folks. I've been on the other end. I know how bad a really terrible day, a really rat-tastic day can be. It can drain you. It can deteriorate you to oblivion. It can destroy you. She could have attended to any one of these other tables, but she tended to mine with a warm, welcoming smile and humble attitude and character. And that was the result. So it takes one to know one, and I hope that you guys will carry this with you and carry it with me and share this and spread this because I know there's people out there like me in you. You just got to do it. Okay? So that was a story I wanted to share with you guys. That was my Hooters experience. I don't know if your Hooters will do this, but if you guys have Hooters girls that are um, that open and that charismatic, see if you can sit in their section. Because I'm gonna tell you, they will make your whole world turn upside down in a good way. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out my other channels. Go check out my other content. Support us at the Togo Brothers channel. Subscribe to us. Leave a comment, like it, and share it with your friends. All right. Again, it's Sean, the Togo Brothers. Let's do this together. I'm out. See you guys next time.